Good morning, I'm Mark Mcquillan. In the last few minutes, it's been announced that the Prime Minister has sacked Nadeem Zahawi as chairman of the Conservative Party. In a letter to Mr Zahawi, Rishi Sunak said there had been a serious breach of the ministerial code. It follows numerous revelations and an investigation into his tax affairs. Our political reporter Amy Lewis looks at the events which led to Mr Zahawi's downfall.
Will you resign as party chair, Mr Zahawi? Your tax affairs a distraction.
After days of difficult questions and unwanted headlines, Nadeem Zahawi has caused the Prime Minister one headache too many. The Conservative Party chairman's penalty for unpaid taxes in a multi-million-pound dispute with HMRC has finally cost him his cabinet position. He arrived in Britain as an 11-year-old when he and his family fled Saddam Hussein's Iraqi regime.
I think the Iraqi people, after 22 years of oppression, are asking for democratic reform in Iraq.
In the late 90s, he set up a company selling Teletubby merchandise.
How they look? Fantastic. They do need some adjustment.
Before going on to co-found the online polling company YouGov. He became a Conservative MP in 2010. His rapid rise in politics saw him become Chancellor under Boris Johnson. Allegations about his tax affairs were first revealed then, but further revelations emerged this month. At first, Rishi Sunak came to his defence.
My honourable friend has already addressed this matter in full, and that's nothing more that I can add.
But in the days after that, it was revealed Zahawi had paid a penalty for unpaid tax. The Prime Minister resisted calls to sack him, but launched an ethics investigation.
No issues were raised with me when he was appointed to his current role. And since I commented on this matter last week, more information has come forward.
Mr Zahawi claimed his error was careless and not deliberate. But the head of HMRC said actions come at a cost.
There are no penalties for innocent errors in your tax affairs. So if you take reasonable care but nevertheless make a mistake, whilst you will be liable for the tax and for interest if it's paid late, you would not be liable for a penalty. But if your error was as a result of carelessness, then legislation says that a penalty could apply in those circumstances.
Just over 3 months ago, when Rishi Sunak became Prime Minister, he stood here on Downing Street and promised that his government would have accountability, integrity and professionalism. Well, since then, his Deputy Prime Minister, Dominic Raab, has been investigated over bullying claims for which he denies, and the Prime Minister himself has been fined for not wearing a seatbelt.
And now his party chairman is out of a job, which the Prime Minister will hope helps restore trust in his government. Amy Lewis, ITV News.
In the United States, the protests and condemnation continue following the death of Tyree Nichols. Shocking video footage has shown Mr Nichols being kicked and punched by police officers after being stopped while driving. 5 officers have since been charged with murder, while the Memphis police unit they were from, which aimed to tackle street crime and restore peace, has been disbanded. The Housing Secretary, Michael Gove, has said faulty and ambiguous government guidance allowed the Grenfell Tower tragedy to occur. 72 people died after the fire in 2017, and the final report from a public inquiry is still to be released. Mr Gove says the government did not think hard enough about building safety. Sport now, Novak Djokovic will be aiming for a record-extending 10th Australian Open title this morning. He's just won the first set against the number 3 seed Stefanos Tsitsipas in Melbourne. Victory for Djokovic would see him equal Rafael Nadal's record of 22 Grand Slam titles. That's all for now. There's plenty more on Nadeem Zahawi's sacking available throughout the morning on our website, and we'll be back with the latest on that and the rest of the day's news at 12:25. Until then, enjoy your morning. Goodbye.